Yo, I'm composed of elements similar to those that started it all, spilling flows from my heart into y'all. Still I know that I'm partially raw and partially cooked from the magnifying glass that Babylon is holding over my head, and I'm slowly growing close to death, though I mostly hope for the best so I won't be totally stressed, knowing I'm supposed to be blessed. But yo, don't think I'm holding my breath. I'm molding emotion into a poetry text. Yet y'all continue to question my skill, but I'm incredibly ill when clenching this 21st century quill. Better than keeping it real, I'm keeping it right. The reason that I'm breathing in mics is the very same reason I write. I'm the devious type, constantly scheming even when I'm sleeping at night, trying to give people a piece of my life to let them start seeing the light, cause it saddens me to see so many sensible citizens settle for the system's vision of typical living. My ambition is getting billions of children to listen and form a band of resistance to bring a standstill to missions of politicians sitting on Capitol Hill and begin some actual healing. First, we get every Republican out of the Senate, next the House of Representatives, then assassinate the president. That'll begin the end of it. Consider me a skeptic kid, cause I never let them tempt me with riches and jewels. When they want to exploit an art form, I consider a tool. I'm not the typical fool, even an imbecile could witness what they're willing to do. Don't get me wrong, I want to cause a mass mania and rock a packed palladium, but only if it's full of people who can grasp what I say to them. We need schools in place at every prison, books instead of television. Most youth will never listen. They'll just stay set in their ways until they're dead in the grave. And while I take the time to write this, within my line of sight is 6 pigs with nightsticks, 4 lenses affixed with a fiber optical iris, 50 lights sitting, fixtures distributing brightness, and I just finished hitting a nice spliff. I think that living itself is giving me wisdom, so I consider it priceless. But a typical existence won't suffice. I've got this vision of what it is that I'm expecting to see. I just can't figure out what I'm destined to be, so I guess I'll MC, extending a message whenever I breathe. This intricate dissection of speech is letting me reach anyone who's willing to listen, while I point out a secret that is visibly hidden. We're living in the wickedest system. They employ policies to put people in prison, so I've made it my mission to transcend this existence and expand my position till I land in the distance and amass the muscle to dismantle this shit and rebuild it how I see fit. We need schools in place at every prison, books instead of television. Most youth will never listen. They'll just stay set in their ways until they're dead in the grave. Corruption and the founders agree to the powers that be. They spend their days drowning the meek and keeping poor people out in the street without any heat, scrounging to eat. You fucking cowards. How do you sleep? As for me, I'm sick of this shit. That's why I've written this script, instilling wisdom in kids. So when they listen to this, it'll give them the itch to go into the world and make their vision exist. We need schools in place at every prison, books instead of television. Most youth will never listen. They'll just stay set in their ways until they're dead in the grave. Peace, world.